I guess you could say we're pillars of the community.
Uh... Welcome back, everybody, for the newest episode in Iron Curtain Grades Your Shit. Today we're out here with the continuation of the pillar theme we saw in Mr. Fister. What this base does is present a fairly typical platform. It doesn't look too extraordinary, but all of its support posts, with the exception of the center block there, aren't just one corner pillar. They're 4 corner pillars strung together so that they're all facing each other. So every one of these posts is actually quadruple the durability that it looks like it would normally have. That strikes me in particular as a really phenomenally good idea. I think that that's going to be near impossible for them to shake out, and even if they do manage to break out 1 or 2 of these things, I don't see this thing coming down anytime soon as a result of just how strong it's going to be because of all of that. The builder was kind enough to present an endgame variant of his build, because primarily he focuses on it as a new like wood and cobblestone kind of development, but he did show how this is endgame viable made out of endgame materials, so we've decided to go that route and test it up against our hordes and see how it shakes out against that kind of swarm. Supplies needed, I gotta say this was cheap as shit. This was really easy to put together. It's a decent amount of concrete, but less so than a lot of the bases we've done recently, much less overall. So I have no complaints about the cost to make this. And if you're looking at it as a cobblestone or iron or wood structure, even cheaper still, I have no problems giving this an A for supplies needed. I think this is about as cheap as it comes, and using that pillar as a gimmick, it's going to be really durable for that price tag. Build difficulty is another great score. I watched his video and I had that strung up, I want to say within an hour. There was nothing substantial here. There was no tricks. There was no gimmicks. The one thing I will note is that his endgame version didn't give a great look on what sort of electric fencing he was using there. He obviously had some of it, but I can't confirm that this is exactly what he did. So we've kind of taken the best guess and what seems to be the most sensible pattern for something like this and gone that route. And I think we're going to see a lot of really effective control underneath for that. Ordinarily, if you just built this thing and had them running around, they'd be doing a lot of just weird shit down here, running laps and spinning circles, and they would be hard to hit. I think the electric fencing is going to be enough to really slow them down and make it easy to mop up, and that's going to take a big bite out of the total ammo count for the evening. So build difficulty is definitely a solid A.
Hopefully they've fixed the null reference errors on the electric fencing. This is going to be a long night.
Yeah, we are recording this on October 21st, and that's looking at the patch notes here recently that hopefully cleaned up electric fencing, so fingers crossed we don't run into another null reference evening. I'm going to be kind of disappointed if the Fun Pimps let that one slide again. Let's find out and see how she does. Got the power here, about to turn that on. I am weary about last week's base in Mr. Fister and how much side fisting is probably going to be occurring. I gotta tell you guys, these dudes have been pretty hung up on fisting each other ever since then. I'm a little disappointed. There we go. There's the fisting. Fisting has really been a paradigm shift for us since we started messing around with it.
Are you disappointed that it's happening, or that you're usually not included?
Oh. Both? Now these fence pillars I think are going to get pretty fucked up over the course of the evening.
Yeah, I would have to think so.
There's just
yay.
no
reference error.
Oh fuck.
Really?
Got one.
There goes a lantern. Wow, they are spitting the shit out of this place.
No reference error.
Oh, that sucks. So the patch did not fix the electric fencing problems, although they are doing God's work controlling them down there.
I'm gonna exit and come back in.
Okay, I do like, and we talked about this in the past, the fact that these pillars versus something like the Tastiest Member, it's going to be easier to clean off the back of them than it is when you're using full-size blocks. So not only are these a lot stronger than normal supports, they're also a lot easier to use and to work throughout the course of a Horde night like this. Another nice thing with this build is that with these hatches, you can actually do some significant repair work, especially on that center pillar. So if they're decided to go start wailing on that, you can reach and repair that over the course of the evening.
Yeah.
Now, I'm thinking this place would probably stand up without that pillar, but you're always safer having more supports, and I don't really want to test that theory. Oh, look at you, you sneaky little bitch, banging on my center pillar. Let's see how it is.
Grandma.
Never lost a couple of electric fences over here.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
That big of a horde crashing in through a corner like that, they're sure to take some of them out. I think that's one kind of, and I'll say that with the asterisk that we couldn't see exactly what he did, but there are only so many choices here when it comes to running fence lines that would actually hit them, and I would definitely have them more protected than that. There are a couple of ways you can do that with a platform like this, but it would involve a little bit of a rework, especially in the size of this whole thing. If you really wanted to have fun with a base like this, dart traps on this center pillar could get real interesting.
Oh yeah.
Just have them firing out in the cross pattern the whole evening. It would just be a lot of real cheap damage.
What you could also do, but it might take a little bit of work, attach electrical fences to the ceiling of here and wire them down underground.
And bury the hub there?
Yeah.
Or bury the
And
other
bury
one?
the bottom one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would also work. Junk turrets would probably do real well here too if you set them up correctly.
Along the edges.
Yeah. You have to figure
Until
out.
demos show up.
Yeah, that's the problem. You'd have to figure out some way to be able to access them to prevent that and reload them. If you just use this as kind of a template, I think this could be a good starting point, and then build the suit, tweak it to
Yeah.
involve whatever other traps or mechanics that you wanted to use. I think what we're going to see here is a pretty good durability test. Basically a hollowed out version of the cube. It's a square with an open floor, so there's a lot of room for design tweaks and functionality changes and whatever your little heart desires.
Sir.
This is an
Thank
Arby's.
you. I mean, you could make a joke about fisting and meat, but I don't want to.
We
do that
have
right
the
now.
meats! Arby's give us $20.
Wouldn't we have to give them like $2,000?
We were advertising for them. I think we figured out why this hasn't monetized yet. We may need to put someone else in charge.
Other than Arby's?
X is over here paying people to advertise for them.
Like I'm sure I'm getting a bill from Blundy's lawyers right now for all the I eat ass comments.
He's trademarked the phrase.
Yep.
And the act.
Blundy has a trademark on the actual physical act of eating ass.
He has good lawyers.
You are going to hear from Woodle's lawyers, sir. Thank you and good day.
Oh, it's been a while.
Gotta throw one in there every now and
I
then.
mean, if they're just going to be softballs like that.
You know what we haven't seen yet tonight?
You don't say it!
Demo.
Although, concrete can take 2 hits, this kind of concrete anyways, so even if a demo went off hugging one of these poles, one wouldn't take it down, and one pole coming down wouldn't take the base down, so I think this is actually fairly demo resistant.
So shoot all the demos that come in and test that theory? Got it.
I don't think that's what I said. I'll go back
That's
and
what I heard, guys.
I'll review
You
the
hear same thing?
tapes, but
Goddamn, there is a lot of spit.
yeah.
Yeah, there is. It was a very cop-heavy night.
I think I would definitely put walls up instead of these vertical bars here. I would try to shield that off a little bit.
Me personally, I would actually put some outward-facing turrets on the top just to take care of the birds.
That would be useful as well.
Oh, hey, they're hacking at the poles and they've knocked out a block.
Ah, interesting. Interesting that they're trying to take the route out under that pole, and largely have succeeded. It's probably
Yeah.
easier for them to break out one concrete block on the floor there than it is to break out that entire pillar.
Well, they would need to break out all 4 concrete blocks to
Uh-huh.
actually. But what it is the blocks on the floor have more surface areas, so more of them can attack at once.
True enough.
Yeah, the vertical buried electric fencing is actually something I want to try way on if we eventually get to having to reset for like Alpha 20.
Why not now?
Well, I mean, I want to actually use that for the cheater base and make a floating castle.
Oh, gotcha.
Cheater base will be a floating castle, and beneath it will just be lightning death.
Lightning death.
That's fair.
Sit up there like Zeus. Whoa.
Yeah, everybody gets underneath the gas hole.
Why am I bleeding?
You're blossoming into womanhood?
Uh-oh.
That was me. Fuck. Well, pillar's banged up, but it stayed up.
I think there's going to take some dings on durability just by how much they've knocked out of the bottom pillar.
Well, that and I think repairing on this would actually be kind of a pain in the ass.
No.
Because there's so many more blocks than it even looks like there is. And there's been so much spit damage that, like, every one of these iron bars and every block on the floor and probably every block on the ceiling is pinged up.
Yeah.
So there would be a lot of time running around with the nail gun, topping off 20%, 30% damage blocks, I think.
For the iron bars, try topping off a lot of 50 and below % blocks. I'm topping off some of them now.
Oh yeah, look at that. Oh shit, I fell. Looking at fucking iron bars. Okay.
I think we're about down anyway.
I think it's quiet, yeah. Quiet
There are
except
birds,
for
though.
6,000 birds up top. Holy shit. Okay, so night ends at 10 after 3. That's not bad. That's a lot of killing. Here I go
Yeah.
killing again. Hope you like loot. Holy shit. So this got beat up.
This is beat to shit. Like, it's standing,
The
and it did its
blocks are
job,
half
but
or
fuck.
less. These ones are a quarter-ish. These ones... This pole here is scratched. This one's a little more banged up. This took a demo blast. Half, a third. This one's about to go, but this base was in no danger of falling over. You know, and then all of the iron bars and the ceiling is going to be all kinds of fucked up from spit, I'm sure.
Yep.
This is heinous. I mean, none of it broke. It's just going to be a decent chunk of repair time more than anything. It's standing. It didn't come over. The repair work is nothing substantive, but the patching is going to be a little time consuming. That said, I think durability is in like the A- area. Very little broke. It's just going to be a little time consuming to put it back together. Are the Zeds controlled? You know, I think they really were. They all pulled up underneath us right where we expected them to, and that was the end of the story. The fences, while they lasted, and we knew at the outset that a lot of them would get knocked out, did a really good job at slowing them down, making them easy to clean up. And even when the fences started to go, they were all just pooling around these pillars and pooling around the middle block there. I didn't have any problems with control. There was no unexpected behavior here. Anybody have any objections?
Kind of-ish.
Oh.
They weren't really controlled in any way. Like, they were just, especially once the fences went down, which was really early, they just were kind of running around willy-nilly. Like, they couldn't get to us, but they weren't being controlled and held in place or directed in any way.
So
That's fair.
splitting the difference on those, control, you know, they're not running amok and knocking your shit over, but they're not penned in or following a path. So maybe we split that and call that a B.
I'm cool with that.
Are the players in danger? It's going to take a hit here on the amount of spit damage we all ate.
Oh, yeah. Duel died, and we're going to assume it's from spit.
Yeah. That's, that was a lot. I was standing in a puddle of spit all night long, and I haven't had to do that since, prom? I don't know. Beyond that, there was no danger from anything else. Nothing else could reach us. I wasn't getting hit. I wasn't having any problems with shit sneaking its way in. Player danger, honestly, I think it's an A. Maybe an A- for the spit damage?
I'd say A- to a B+, just because of the sheer volume of spit we were dealing with. Like, we can't say player danger is a perfect A when someone dies.
Sure.
Of not their own accord.
Sure. So we'll call that an A- because, yeah, that was just a shit ton of spit damage.
I'd actually say a B+ because
B+?
that is a shit ton.
Okay. B+ is good. We are at about 50 gas total burned for the evening, so resources is a hard A. I have no complaints on that. Now, a lot of that's because the fence posts came out fairly early on, but they're designed to, and in a layout like this, unless you altered this build significantly to protect the fence poles, they're gonna get knocked out. Ammunition scoring for the evening, I burned 2,492 rounds. Nev, what'd you use?
2,229.
Davian?
991.
X?
3,065.
And Duel?
2068.
So for the total for the evening, we have 10,765 rounds, which is squeaking into C territory. I don't think that's that bad. I kind of knew going into this that this was going to consume ammo because electric fencing does do damage. It doesn't do a ton of it, and you're basically only using it while it's active to hold them in place. The cheese rating. I don't think any part of this is particularly cheesy. There's nothing gimmicky, nothing breaking mechanics here. The pole spinning thing to make the poles, 4 times as durable is creative, but I don't think it's cheesy. It's not, trying to
No.
kill the AI or do anything stupid. Baked potato?
Baked potato.
Chance to patch, kind of going off cheese. There's nothing wonky here. I don't see any mechanics at all that would get screwed with.
Can we say chance to patch is please, Fun Pimps, please fix the electric fence?
That is very true. That null reference shit is getting tiresome. Scorecard recap. Supplies needed was an A. Build difficulty was an A. It's cheap and it's easy. Durability is an A minus. Z
dual.
Yeah. Z control was a B. It loses a point there just because it's not really doing anything to corral or keep them in place, and the electric fencing does go away pretty quickly. Player danger was a B plus because that's a shit ton of spit damage for one evening. Resources was an A. Ammunition we're calling a C. Cheese was a baked potato, and chance to patch is actually we'd kind of like the chance to patch it. Please fix the fences. Final grade. It's not perfect, but it's pretty damn good. I think this is another example of a build that really is a template and a proof of concept as much as anything else.
Yeah.
And
I'd say a nice solid B.
Yeah, I think so. This 4-pillar thing is an idea with a shit ton of potential. So I will give all the credit in the world to the guy who posted this video for coming up with that. That is ingenious, and I think it's something that we are going to be able to get a lot of traction out of because it opens up a lot of possibilities. So the base itself is a B in terms of its actual as you see it execution, but the idea is just a 5 gold stars because this is going to have some legs to it. I think the community at large would be foolish to ignore this concept. All right, so coming up, as always, we've got more fresh meat on the horizon. If you haven't been watching that series, I would definitely check it out because I guarantee you that if you're here watching a build video about 7 days, if you watch fresh meat, you're going to feel really good about yourself and how you're playing this game. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
As far as
Poor
build
Ashton.
videos, Davian has created what is hands down, no questions asked, the cheesiest thing that has ever been built on any server we have. This thing is the SS cheese.
Multi-level cheese marketing.
The
Baked brie, baby. Baked brie.
The USS Cheddar shit. Holy shit. Davian is taking advantage of the glitch we found in the door-based concept, and I know some of the people in the comments are blah. I'm not saying we found the glitch, I'm just saying that's when we learned about it, so shut up. But he's taking advantage of that and doing some really stupid shit out in the water that I think is going to be absolutely hilarious to watch, so definitely check that one out when it drops. We'll try to hit that next week. Until then, we appreciate you guys watching as always, and we will catch you next time.